Welcome back to the 2 Money Super 1 British Karting Championships here at Shennington. The next race up is for MiniX30. Small grid, 7 in it this weekend, but that can make it quite competitive. Now the winner at round 1 joins me, it's Jess Edgar, and you're having a pretty good weekend, I think, Jess, this weekend. What, second and third in the 2 heats so far?
Yeah.
So is this, I mean, you're from up Rowra country, obviously. We're down in Warwickshire. Is this a circuit you've done much at?
Not really, no.
Is it a circuit you like, though?
Yeah.
And this weekend, second and a third so far. Still got the pre-final to come. Don't know where you're going to be starting the final. Can you convert that into a win? Have you got the pace, do you think?
I've got the pace, but it's just when everyone defends at the end of the race.
So it could come down to nip and tuck right at the end then. This year, your first year in Super 1, obviously. We know, I think it's your cousin, isn't it, Johnny? European champion. So lots of pedigree there. And with your dad and your uncle, your granddad, all going right the way back to when karting started. What are you looking to do over the next few years? I think Johnny is he looking at cars now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think your progression is going to be over the next few years? What are your plans?
Hopefully get top 5 in Little Green Man in Super 1 in Junior X30 next year.
And how old are you at the moment?
13.
So what are your plans moving forward then the next few years? What sort of classes are we going to see you in?
I would like to do Junior X30 next year, and then I'll just do that for a few years and then move to Senior.
So what's going to be the key to this? What is the key to this track then? To turn in second and third into first. Plenty of overtaking on the track, assuming we're not defending from lap 1. Has that been an issue this weekend so far?
Not really. Could get through the first few laps, and then just depends what happens at the end, whether you can overtake when they're defending or not.
But you are a bit of a hard charger, aren't you? You're one of the sort of group of girls. I want to ask you this. How much has Abby Pulling, her success in Super 1 over the last couple of years, how much as a girl has that encouraged you to think, you know what, she can do it, I can do it?
It made me think that girls can do the same as everyone else.
Yeah, I think you've proved that this year so far, so good luck this weekend, good luck with the race coming up.
So the challenges for the TDi Media Cup look like this. Ian Aguilera and Josh Rowledge on the front row of the grid from Jess Edgar and Aaron Walker. Lomliev, McLean and Chigarimbo. It's going to be a really exciting battle with the championship changing hands this weekend. Up the inside we go, and Ian Aguilera, the Mexican, making his debut in MiniX30 in Super 1 this weekend. A cracking start. He won the earlier final, and he's had 2 wins out of 3 so far this weekend. This is his first weekend in the championship. I'm fairly sure it's actually his first weekend out of cadets. And he's done an absolutely amazing job here at Shennington thus far. And it's his teammate, Jessica Edgar, who's launched through into second position. She's had an amazing weekend here at Shennington as well. The battle between Josh Rowledge and Ivan Lomliev in the championship has taken a really interesting turn here this weekend, with Lomliev struggling to keep pace at the front end of the field, and Josh Rowledge basically just picking up the pieces wherever he can. And it's been a fantastic run in their championship battle, but Josh McLean has come straight into that championship fight with some really good performances in the early stage of the weekend. As up the inside, he proves the point to go up in a 4th position on the inside of Aaron Walker.
Jess Edgar there goes through to the top spots. It looks like Ian Aguilera on the timing screens, but it's actually Edgar. Yeah, Edgar's definitely through.
Yeah, she made the move.
Aguilera may just about have had the lead going across the line.
Yeah, she made the move into the first corner.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
The inside line.
But these two have been swapping positions in the heats for the last 3 races, so it's not really a surprise to see these two duking it out. You'll expect, I'm going to make a prediction here, Aguilera will go back through past Jess Edgar, and Edgar will get him back straight away. They've been duking for position most of the weekend, these two, and it's been great to see them at the sharp end. There goes Rowledge, though. He's going to upset the party as he dives for the inside and gets second place at Pitts Bend. So very nicely done there as they go into Cafe, out through the left-hander and up towards the Stratford hairpin. Josh Rowledge, so far this weekend, has been out to spoil a fusion party.
That's a lovely move.
That's McLean, dives up the inside of Aguilera and gets 3rd position. Now he's going to need some help from his Mexican teammate to move up into second position once again. Aaron Walker is still right there. Lomliev in sixth position. I'm not entirely sure where Ivan Lomliev's pace has been this weekend. He just doesn't seem to have had that same sort of ability that we have seen over the course of the last few meetings. Josh McLean is the man who's been on the charge forward. Started P6, he's up 2 already. He's looked threatening for the win every time. And now the inside of Rowledge, he gets into second place. Lomliev makes a bid for Aaron Walker as well. That one didn't work, I don't think. Now he's going to try again. And Rashan Chigarimbo, the man who scored the most points of anybody in the class last time out at Rowra, although he was second position, of course, to the Chester boy wonder Jacob McComb, who sadly couldn't make it this weekend. Chigarimbo's really struggled all weekend and has not really been out of 7th place for most of the meeting.
All the karts on the same bit of tarmac. Chigarimbo at the back there, 2.01 seconds, I think, off the leader. So all 7 karts within a couple of seconds of each other. McLean is making some very tasty moves indeed, a bit like Mr. Whippy with double flakes and strawberry juice, Jake. He's made a couple of very, very nice moves to get himself up from 6th place, I think he started, up to second now.
Yeah, the top 4 have always constantly been in that top 4, and the 3 behind have been in those 3 positions for most of the meeting, as Lomliev has now made the move on Aaron Walker and got himself up into 5th position. That deadens the blow a little bit, and that's put him on to 903 points, I think it is, as Rowledge is going to get up alongside Josh McLean to get back into second position, and there goes Aguilera past McLean as well. All this is great news for Jessica Edgar, who's looking likely to take her second victory in a final in 2018. Don't forget, she was awarded the final at PF International after penalties the first round of the championship. She took her first win in MiniX30 by doing so. This weekend, I don't think she's going to pick up a victory by other people's misdemeanors. I think if she's going to claim it, she's going to do it on her own.
Yeah, I think we mentioned this before though, Jake. In the history books, it won't say she only won because other people got penalties. It will say she's a Super 1 winner, and that's what she is, just like her cousin Johnny Edgar. And congratulations to Johnny, by the way, went on to win the European Championships last year, Jake. I know you're covering the Europeans and the World Championships, and doing a great job out there for that as well.
That's very kind of you. I'm hoping all of you who are watching here will be able to watch us along at Genk for the KZs and for Kristianstad for the CIK FIA Worlds in September. We'll go there, and I'm sure most of these guys will be out there having a great run. So, speaking of which, that is relevant because Josh Rowledge has been doing a fantastic job in Junior X30 out in Europe, and that's really helping his Super 1 campaign no end of good because he's fighting with some of the best Junior X30 racers in the world. And every time he comes back to Super 1, he seems rebooted, energised, refreshed. It seems like it gives him a bit of a reboot button, and he comes back into the British Championship, and he's always strong. And it's no surprise at all to see Josh Rowledge for the Strawberry Racing team right up there in the top 3, knocking on the Fusion doors.
Yep, 14 points is his championship lead as things stand. I understand, I think I was speaking to his dad at the end of the meeting, there's some sort of issue with some sort of penalty or something looming. But anyway, as things stand, the championship lead that he has in second place there on track, but first in the championship by 14 points currently.
Yeah, I think there's an appeal that they want to win for an earlier result that was taken away from him for a technical infringement. I'm not sure what it is, and I think that appeal is going to go to the High Court the way things are currently going. But even without that, Josh Rowledge's form this weekend has given him a really good run in terms of points for the championship, because he's finished ahead of Ivan Lomliev in all 3 of the races so far this weekend. And now he's looking forward to basically what is looking likely to be a 16-point advantage over the man that when they came into this weekend, they were dead level on points at the top of the table. Let's not forget that. They were dead level coming into this weekend, and now he is 16 points clear if it stays like this. But knowing Josh Rowledge, look, he's getting support from Ian Aguilera, who is not in the fight for the TDi Media Cup. He doesn't care about that. He just wants to win races. So at the moment, it makes perfect sense for the Mexican to work with Josh Rowledge to close up on his teammate.
Yep. And bear in mind, guys, when this championship started, I say championship, it's not a championship, this is just a guest class, so there's no championship as such this year. However, TDi Media stepped in. The top 3 will be getting trophies at the end of the season as the TDi Media Cup winners, or top 3 in the championship. And I can confirm there's been some dramas about the Dragon Masters trophy at Gleneagles Park, but I can now confirm, had it confirmed yesterday, we found the last Dragon Masters trophy in the world. It's worth about £57,000 and we've bought it. And the winner of the MiniX30 race at Gleneagles Park, as we get a new race leader through turn 1, that looks like Rowley's going for the lead.
Yep, he's there.
Yeah, he is. The winner of the MiniX30 race at Gleneagles Park will win the last ever Dragon Masters trophy, unless, of course, we can find the money or get the manufacturer to make some more. But at the moment, they're not doing that. And we found literally the last one that's available. It's worth a fortune. If you guys are in MiniX30 and you're not going to come and do Glanigor's Park as a guest class, I did say this on Facebook, by the way. If you ask your dad, are we going to do the Dragon Masters event at Super One at Glanigor's Park in September? And your dad says no, he just doesn't love you enough. It's as simple as that.
I tell you what, there's one guy I know for a fact who will hear that and think, right, I'm going to have another crack at it, and that's Cian Shields. He did his one-off at Lark Hall, which was his local circuit that he's a local champion at, of course, at Lark Hall, and he loves X30 racing. He has done some European X30 as well, was third in Valencia back in February, so I would not at all be surprised if Cian Shields, who is part of the Fusion operation in 2018, of course, it would not surprise me if he made a comeback for that. The two Cato Motorsport drivers are away doing club racing this weekend, Dan Bolton and Harvey Ryby. They've been getting faster and faster as the season progresses, so I would not at all be surprised to see them come through as Aguilera makes a very late challenge on Edgar, and look, that almost pushed her out to the outside line there, so a little bit of inter-team squabbling between those two in that final turn there at Wilkins. That was a little bit close to the bone there for Ian Aguilera, but I think he's learned from that.
It was a bit of a kiss more than a full-on snog, wasn't it? But yeah, I'm happy enough with that.
You would have to say that.
No real damage done.
You would have to say that about a bloke on a girl, wouldn't you? I mean, that's just too close to the bone, isn't it? But Edgar's through into second place regardless. Aguilera third, McLean just waiting in the wings there in fourth place. Walker and Lomliev having an amazing battle, it has to be said. Unfortunately for them, it's behind these four rather than in front of these four. But Walker definitely a match for Lomliev, as this time Aguilera does it properly. That's how to get the move done, and he's up at a second position. No problem at all with that. But now the three Fusion karts are battling for 2 places on the podium, trying desperately to catch up to Josh Rowledge. And now that Walker has got past Lomliev, that championship gap has opened up to 19 points. That is a massive swing, considering that Rowledge was tied with Lomliev in the Drivers' Championship for this TDi Media Cup. Coming into this weekend, the gap is now 19 points between them. That's how tough a weekend Lomliev's had. Yeah,
indeed. It was McLean making the tasty move earlier. It was Aguilera making the tasty move through Wilkins in the final part of the lap.
Josh, what are you doing? Stop looking back, mate. I know that Ian Aguilera's there, but stop looking back. That's an invitation to come through. And Aguilera doesn't care squat about the points. He doesn't really mind about anything to do with that at all. This is his first weekend. He's won 2 out of 3. The only thing he cares about right now is finding a way past Josh Rowledge. And Josh is there on the back straight going, where are you? Where are you? Stop looking around. Focus on going forward, Josh. That's where you're going to get the advantage on Ian Aguilera. And he's absolutely rooted to that inside line, isn't he? As McLean makes the move around the outside of Jess Edgar.
Nice.
And that's, well, Edgar's back through on the inside to take 3rd place. So a good move there from Edgar to move back past McLean. Rowledge, look, diving for that inside line at the Bruno chicane. He does not want anyone coming through.
Beautiful move by Edgar. That was definitely very tasty. That one was like a Five Guys burger with Cajun fries. Very nice.
Now up the inside to defend. So Jess Edgar holding on there in front of the 76 of Josh McLean. Across the line, and I think that's a good run from Edgar on the inside of Aguilera. McLean's going to go there as well. Aguilera trying to hold the car around the outside. They bang wheels, and Aguilera holds on to 3rd position. This is all fine for Rowledge, but even though these 3 Fusion drivers are battling, they're still right on the back of Rowledge. I wonder if they're just trying to lull him into a false sense of security. Are we guys going to keep on squabbling and you're going to get away? Don't think so. We're actually working in formation. We know exactly what we're doing, thanks very much.
Walker and Lomliev, there they are, these two. They've got a big gap to make up to get back to these 4. They need these 4 to start battling big time. And they may get onto the back of this group, but at the moment doesn't look like it. That's Aguilera for 2nd, Edgar back to 3rd, and McLean still sitting in formation there in 4th place. But this is all suiting Josh Rowledge. He likes this.
Is that Edgar back into 2nd position again? No, it's not. I thought she might have made a move there on Aguilera, but he's held on to 2nd place. I did actually speak to Radoslav Lomliev, Ivan's dad, yesterday morning, just after testing. I said, how are things looking? He said, we are really struggling for pace. We don't know where the speed's gone. We just haven't quite got that pace this weekend. And basically, they are scratching their heads as to why they are not on the same pace. You've got to remember, Lomliev and Rowledge usually are swapping paint every to where we go. And if you look at the gap between them, it's a good, 3 seconds from Rowledge back to Lomliev. So this is a very strange situation for Ivan to be in. But this is the difficulty. From one race to the next, this could be the round he drops. You've just got to keep it up. You've got to keep pushing. The championship is never over until the end of the checkered flag at PF.
Josh Rowledge would have preferred that clock to be at 0 as he went through the line. It was at 4 seconds,
yeah,
so he's now got 2 laps to go.
Well, there's a little bit of a nudge there from Aguilera as he tried to go left side of Rowledge to try and slingshot back out past him, but you're absolutely right. Rowledge has now got a lap and a half to hang on in front of Aguilera when, let's be fair, if he drops a place, that's 2 points lost. If he drops 2, that's another 2 points lost. He's working that, he's gesturing to Aguilera, stop fighting with me, Aguilera's out! Aguilera's out! There was a little nudge there with Rowledge, and I wonder if it's broken something. I think something on Aguilera's kart was broken, and it just went straight on. So Aguilera is out of the race. That is a disaster.
He stopped, he has. He stopped out of the, through the right-hander there, so...
Looked to me like he went straight on.
Set the fastest lap, but he's out of the race.
That's the 72. That's Aguilera gone. So Aguilera gone. Disaster. What a shame. Well, that was 2 wins out of 3 coming into this final, and he would have been expected to be one of the drivers challenging for the final. So Edgar now diving for Rowledge. Can he get through? McLean there in 3rd position, looking for a way past as well. Who's going to get to the podium? It's going to be very close indeed as Jess Edgar tries to find a way through on the inside of Rowledge. McLean's going to dive right round the outside. That's never going to work, and Rowledge is just going to be able to hold on to it. But who's going to get 2nd across the line? McLean's had a good run to the flag, but Edgar's there. Rowledge first from Edgar and McLean. Walker in 4th from Lomliev and Rashan Chigarimbo, with Ian Aguilera sadly retiring after a brilliant opening weekend. Rowledge takes the win then from Jess Edgar in 2nd and Josh McLean in 3rd from Ivan Lomliev. And the championship fight, that has really shaken things up with Rowledge now 14 points clear of Josh McLean.
Well, Josh Rowledge, it's been a very tough weekend in MiniX30, very close, but great to come away with the final victory.
Yeah, I've tried my hardest and I just got it in the end.
It was very difficult with 3 of the Fusion guys all over you through that race. That last battle must have been quite an extraordinary one.
Yeah, I had to think where they were on the track and I just managed to get the win.
So now leading the championship, heading to the next round, can we seal the deal?
I think if I can just keep my head and keep cool, I'll be able to win the championship.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully things continue on from here. Good luck, Josh.
Thank you, you too.
So with 14 points ahead of Josh McLean and another 4 ahead of Lomliev, Rowledge definitely looking good for the TDi Media Cup. Chigarimbo and Walker still trying to make gains. Next up here at Shenington, it's Honda Cadet.